Good day, my friends. Let's talk about the inevitable world food crisis. It was engineered by the collective West like all other evil in the world. And as usual, the collective West is the first to scream, "Get the thief." The information came around that G7 is going to create an alliance to provide with food the courtiers which were affected by the war in Ukraine and grain deficit. I'm going to shed a manly tear now. They, who brought the world to famine, are now creating alliances. What hypocrisy, what cynicism. My friends, remember when in winter I recorded the interview with Vladimir Lepekin, director of the UVAROV Institute. It was about the cover of Economist magazine picturing the four horsemen of the apocalypse: plague, war, famine, and death. The first two horsemen were let loose by the West. Now it's time for the third one, famine. I believe that clear-headed people clearly understand that these horsemen have not been sent by God but created on the earth by those who conceit themselves to be masters of the universe to accomplish misanthropic goals. They are not even trying to hide it. Bill Gates promised you pox, so here you go. Not just a regular one but monkeypox. They've been dead to shame for a long time. There can be two reasons for famine. First one is when you eat but can't feel full. It's when food becomes sort of illusion, mirage in a pretty wrapper. It can be even poisonous. The second reason is lack of necessary food supply. The savages have enough possibilities and technologies including war, crop destruction by fire, etc. We have witnessed this part of the apocalypse. On the European market, the wheat price broke the record, reaching €435 per ton. The experts are certain that this is just the beginning of the price increase. On April 17, Antonio Guterres, Secretary General of the United Nations, warned of poverty and famine affecting 1/5 of the world population in view of the events in Ukraine and Donbass. He reminded that Ukraine and Russia produce 30% of the world agricultural crops. India, one of the largest wheat producers, banned grain export. Many other countries are following the same path. By the way, India's decision was driven not only by the world market condition but by the impending crop failure due to heat wave. The wheat export from Ukraine is now being obstructed by Russia. The West is in panic. The USA, as always, made a blatant and cynical announcement. The Wall Street Journal states that the US could temporarily remove a ban on Belarus potash fertilizer if Belarus provides its territory for grain transit from Ukraine. The grain can be exported within several days. And what is coming next? Sanctions again? In other words, as always, the US consider themselves to be smart, and the others, fools who should be happy, ahead of time, to receive their offers. Talking of potash fertilizer, UN Secretary Antonio Guterres is now constantly complaining about the grain and potash fertilizer lost by the West in the result of his own sanctions policy. So, I would like to ask Guterres a question. Where were you with your wailing when all that devilry was happening with impunity towards Belarus and Russia? It is a rhetorical question, as the answer is clear. I believe that for the UN to preserve at least minimum of its influence and authority, its headquarters should be moved from the US territory. It is, at the very least, unethical to be located on the territory of the terrorist state. Thank you for your attention. It was Yuri UVAROV. Wishing you all the best. I will see you soon for more honest discussion as usual.